I mean, we have the Eagles and Giants too, which I'm not sure. Like, it's one of those games where there are two technically good teams, two technical playoff teams, but I I don't see how this game is even particularly close.
I mean, listen, it's just that you just have to put the stock in that the Giants are just well coached. That's really like every week. You know, there's no reason with the personnel that they have. It's just they play hard and they get production out of the guys that they got, like just enough.
Right. Get like just enough to tie with the Washington Commanders. But the Eagles are just a different story. And if we want to talk about a team that can beat you in different ways, right? We just saw the Eagles 2 weeks ago run all over the Packers. Be like, hey, you guys, you have no run defense at all. So we're just gonna run right through you, like 380 yards combined. Between Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders. Then they go into the Titans, and we talked about that matchup. Titans are one of those teams that invite you to run because they play all of those light boxes, but they're so good at stopping the run from there. And the Eagles went into that matchup and said, all right, we're not going to run at all. We're going to throw all over you. And that's where the Titans' weaknesses were. And so we saw Jalen Hurts completely go off throwing. And that was really fun to see because they just have so many different ways to win, especially like in the passing game too. Like we had, obviously it was the big AJ Brown game where you'd see he runs the one double move, throws the corner like to the ground and is wide open. But then his second touchdown is like this super tight window throw that Hurts just puts in the perfect spot in throw to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. So the way they're doing it, the way they are just kind of spreading all these things out, like they're not running 11 at a high rate, but when they are, it's working. They're running from 11, which is working when they are running. It's just this offense is really fun. Jalen Hurts is playing just so well in everything. Like, and there's nothing you can't do with him at this point. I think there were like some questions about how far like a Jalen Hurts led offense could come, especially like coming out of the playoff loss to the Buccaneers last year, where like the Buccaneers just completely clamped down on the run game and they couldn't really pass out of it. And obviously AJ Brown has helped this year, but just so much, like we've talked about the improvement from Hurts all over in a processing standpoint. It's so good. And so I think that the one thing you can do to the Eagles is the low ADOT on blitzes. They still haven't completely figured that out. The Giants are
going to blitz.
The Giants are going to Giants and they'll blitz. The Wink is going to do it, and that's kind of all they have. Kayvon Thibodeau is coming on.
But AJ Brown's an absolute monster against man coverage this year, so good luck.
Yeah, and again, like the Giants don't have anyone to run man coverage, but they're going to do it anyway.
But at least say that every week, though, man. Like somehow, like they get they're the alligator blood team. They're not even doing like anything good, right? It's like they're just like. It's just all guile. Like, let's get some Daniel Jones runs in here. Saquon's going to run for 3 yards a carry. We hope eventually he's going to break one. It hasn't happened for a couple of weeks, but that's the plan. That's it, man. That's it. We're gonna blitz the hell out of everybody and try to get some turnovers and sacks.
Yeah, but I don't see that happening against.
No, I mean the Eagles are too. But listen, the Eagles ran into some trouble a couple weeks ago in division games, so you never know.
Yeah, that's true. And
division games can get weird if you're able to run on them. That's the thing to kind of watch. Jordan Davis coming back. They absolutely have mushed. They mushed Derrick Henry. The run defense is starting to come around the last couple of weeks, and if that was kind of their only like one Achilles heel, and if that gets kind of short up, then they should be the favorite in the NFC.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now that the 49ers are boned, it's kind of them in Dallas. Like we're just looking for they play in 2 weeks, I believe. We're looking at that matchup because Dak didn't play in the first one, and then probably a potential third meeting. Because if any of these other NFC teams, I think end up knocking the Eagles off in the playoffs or the Cowboys off, like are you picking any of those teams to beat an AFC team?
No, I'd
No
probably,
chance.
yeah.
I would root for Seattle just for the story. Like seeing Geno in the Super Bowl would be incredible.
That'd be amazing.
Absolutely, would love to see that.